Hey guys, how are you? This is Yan and Bobcat and Gary and Cindy. It's so good, and Tim, to see you here tonight. Let me know if you can see and hear me, and we'll get started. I have I have an expose tonight. It is going to be me showing you my actual raw files from my camera before and after. So, should be lots of fun. I also have a couple things that I want to share, and yeah, let me get started. Okay, 1 second. Excellent. Okay. First off, I have my chalkboard set up before and after, and I got the coolest thing. So nobody's going anywhere and nothing is happening. The stores are all closed and everything, but we can still order things at least from the Amazon warehouse in our area, and it's same day delivery, which is kind of cool. So I did this research survey for YouTube, and they gave me a gift card, and I really wanted to buy something fun. So this is what I got. Take one. Take two. I think it's the coolest thing. Not sure how I'm going to use it. I'm probably just going to use it as decoration and, you know, whatever else I feel like. It's so cool. So, yeah, that's one of the things that I have been doing these days, sitting at home. And I also, just before all of the stuff started, I was able to go down to the camera store and pick up a print that was given to me as a gift by someone, and it is just fantastic. Now I can't wait to go out and get a frame and frame it. So I have to show it to you. It's by George Mamar, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. Can you see that? Isn't that absolutely beautiful? I am so touched at the gift, George. It's absolutely stunning, and your friendship means a lot to me. Thank you so much, guys. This is, isn't it? It's gorgeous, right? All right. So, um, Tim says for me to watch my fingers with this thing here, and he's right. I'm pretty sure at some point. I may, yeah, end up squeezing a finger in there. But anyway, okay. So let's get started, shall we? I'm going to show you some of my before and after of images that I've taken. And yeah, and I'll give you some commentary as to what I was thinking, why I still took the picture if it didn't look that nice, why it might look completely different, why it might look not too different. And yeah, I'll just start by saying that raw files are, if your camera has this option, using raw on your camera means that you are capturing all of the information that is there via the camera, and the camera is doing no post that kind of thing, because it's up to the photographer then to use a photo editing software to apply edits to their image. If you shoot in JPEG, this won't really apply, because the camera does actually do a bit of processing in camera. It has a program. It assesses the image and it does some processing. It adds contrast and color and all of that stuff, and so you end up with a JPEG image, a more finished image. So I want to say hi to everyone who's just joined me, and that's great. I heard that one person, Edward, says that he's got a frozen stream. I'm so sorry. I hope that it'll pick up in a moment. It looks like I've got an excellent connection on this end, so hopefully Hopefully it'll pick up, okay? All right, so let's get started. A lot of these photos that I'm going to show you are from Montana. Some of them are local, and I wanted to get images that are more recent for you so that I wasn't showing you like, you know, all of my best photos from years past, and so I make myself look really good. Now I took one of my most recent hard drives and put it on and selected photos from there. All right. So the first one is, here we go. I'm going to show you the befores first and then the afters. The first one is from November Rockies workshop. We were on top of Sulphur Mountain. It was incredible, and I see I've got some of you here on chat that were on this workshop with me, and you know it was just amazing. So we were on top of this platform, and all of a sudden John actually said, "Hey, look at this," and there was this ram, and he was almost directly below us, and he would walk around a bit and stop and pose, and then he'd walk around a bit and stop and pose. So we had some time to take the photos because he was stopping and so on, but he wasn't necessarily posing where we wanted. You know, it wasn't just like any situation. Very few times when I'm out there with my camera do I say, this is perfect, it's going to need nothing. And so my theory is take the picture and then work with it afterwards, because I don't live in this location. Look at this incredible location. I don't live in this location. So I decided I'm going to take a picture of this beautiful animal and these beautiful mountains, and then I'm going to edit it to my heart's content. So, are you ready? All right. Let me get the edited version. Okay, so here we go. The ram after editing. The first thing you might notice is that the ram is in a different location. So let me show you the before again and the after. I wanted the ram to be more central to the image, and I will rarely ever do this, but I used the what is it called? The move tool, the content aware move tool in Photoshop to move the ram over a little bit into the location I wanted it. And the reason that it worked is because it was snow. It's all white, so it's a lot easier to do that there. The other thing I did, because raw files tend to be very dull and without contrast, I added some of that color and the contrast. It's really just a quick adjustment with the slider. It's something that your camera would do automatically if you were shooting in JPEG. So Whitakus asked me if I paid him to pose. I did not. He was a very good sport. Very good sport. And hi, Robert. Hey, guys. So awesome. Okay. Next image is Montana, and it is a river. I was driving around. Here it is. I was driving around in the rain, and it was absolutely gorgeous. The sights and the scenes everywhere. It was a very secluded place. It was a dirt road, and there were just so many places to stop and take pictures. And this was just one of those stops. And it was raining. You can see on the image here, there's a lot of rain spots. Now, I will show you the after, the edited image. It's not really that much different, but I took several images in place while using my chamois, and this was a gift from someone on the workshop too, I would set it all up, quickly wipe the lens and then take a picture. Quickly wipe the lens and then take a picture. And so I had several pictures. This was the raw file that I wanted to work with, but I think instead of cloning out all the droplets, I actually used some of the other images and blended them in. So this is the before picture and this is the after picture. and it was just stunning. If it wasn't raining so much at that moment, I probably just would have sat there for an hour or so before moving on. All right. Okay. Hi, Gary. Hey, guys. Everybody's joining. That's awesome. It's so great to have you here. And yeah, we're taking a little tour. If you've just joined, we're taking a tour through some of my images before and after RAW to JPEG, fully edited JPEG. All right. So the next one is another stop in Montana, and there was a boat in the mist, and here it is. So in the background there's mountains. It's hard to see, but there's mountains. And you can also see, and you can see this with a lot of my images, is that even though I use the level in my camera, quite often the horizon is not perfectly straight. So that's one of my confessions. I do that often. And I also tend to shoot just a little bit wider than necessary to ensure that if I do any cropping or straightening, that I don't lose detail at the edge that I really want. So this is before and this is after. So the differences here that I did, I straightened my horizon, and let me show it again, before and after. Again, just a little bit of work with the light and color there. And also you may notice that some of the detail in the cloud came back when I took down some of the highlights. So hey Jim, hey Jason, it's so great to have you here. Hi Dick and Bernie, that's awesome, you guys. And Gary, oh yes, okay, I already said hi to Gary, but glad to have you here. All right, so this was the after picture. I love that the mountains are all misty, and I love that really bright colored buoy or float in the foreground there. It's so cool. All right, next. And this is in the exact same place, but on a different day. There was this metal pier that was going into the water, and the cool thing about the water here is that it was so clear, and the rocks underneath are multicolored, like amazing, right? Where does that happen? It's amazing. So here is the before image. This is a wide angle. The other image wasn't as wide, and it was taken from the edge of the wooden pier. This one is back on the shore, and it's a wide angle. This is my before picture, and you can see what it looks like. And here is my after picture. There you go. So I really wanted those multicolored rocks to come out because, to be honest, that is what they looked like. To the naked eye, those rocks looked like that. A raw file is not always going to pick up all of those, all of the colors and the contrast that your eye sees. You're going to have to do a little bit of adjustments afterwards. And so this was how I saw this scene, and it was just gorgeous, right? Like gorgeous. So here it is again before, and you can see how dark that is, and afterwards. Also note on the left hand side that there was a little corner of the wooden pier, and I cloned that out. It was not really essential to the image. So all right, now we're talking about the wooden pier, the one that I'm just saying was on the left. Hey, Garrick, that's so cool that you're here. And Marek and Teresa, oh, awesome. All right, so the next one is the wooden pier, and this is the before. Gorgeous, gorgeous place. This was Lake MacDonald. I think it's Lake MacDonald. I always wanted to say Lake Montana, but it's Lake MacDonald, I'm pretty sure. And just beautiful. This was morning time, and so this is dark, but I wanted the image to be, that boat in the water was spinning, you know, like it was, you didn't really see it with your eyes, but after, 30 seconds, it was turned halfway. And so I had to take a bit of a faster shutter speed. And so to get it the way that I wanted, I left it and I allowed it to be a little bit dark. And then I knew that I'd be able to play with it afterwards. And I liked this one in black and white. So here is the after. Ta-da! The reason I like the black and white is because it's got texture, and you've got the rustic texture on the wooden pier, and then the light from the clouds reflected in the lake, and the boat actually looks kind of, you know, just mysterious sitting out there. So that was my thinking here, and I knew, like, with the cool arrow shape of the pier, when I was standing out there, I was thinking, yeah, this is what I want to capture. So I had that, and then the next one coming up is mountains. Okay, so same scene, and I know I'm showing you a lot from this one lake, but I just want to show you the different thoughts that I might have while I'm standing out in one location. So this one is now zoomed in a bit more, and you can see what I mean about the boat and how it was moving. But I really wanted a long exposure, because look at the glassiness on the lake with the long exposure. I mean, wow, right? And it just brings your attention into the dark and moody mountains in the background with the cloud over that one mountaintop. Like, just, it was stunning, like, honestly, completely stunning. So you probably can guess what I did here with the boat. And yeah, here, let's see. Ready? No boat. No boat, a little bit of cropping to adjust the centering of the image. I'll show you again. So before and after. I really liked the light that was shining on the back of the lake there, and so I let that come out, and that the white cloud on top of that mountain, I mean, it was really in my vision when I was standing there, and so I had to make sure that came out. And I didn't do too much to the mountains because I wanted them to stay as they were. They were majestic and beautiful, just like that. So raw file, you can see how it's more dull and flat, and JPEG afterwards. Okay, next one, okay, is a house. So these are the before pictures, okay? And when you're looking at them, you might think to yourself, what? Why is she taking a picture of this? It looks terrible. And so the story behind this image is that I was heading over to the Sony Camera Camp event, which was a Sony event for YouTubers. And it was over in Big Fork, Montana. And so I was driving from where I was staying over to the beautiful resort place that it was being held at. And I was late because as I was driving, this sunrise was happening, and the clouds and everything were just gorgeous. And I kept stopping at the side of the road to take pictures. And this is one of the images that I wanted to stop and take pictures of. So this is an HDR photo because the sun was coming up over dark clouds and mountains, and so there was quite a bit of a difference between the bright sky above and the darker land in the mountains below. So this top image is the one that I exposed for the house and the land, and the bottom image is the one that I exposed for the clouds. And so then I put them together, and there we go. I love it. It just totally reminds me of this adventure that I had driving by myself through Montana, through this incredible countryside. And I can see why they call it Big Sky, Montana, because it is just incredible. I do hope to have the opportunity to go back there someday. So the light was coming in on an angle, and the house there, it just looked so pretty, and the clouds, and yeah. So that was this is an example of a JPEG after picture, but an HDR blend. So, yeah. Oh, thank you guys for all your comments. It's wonderful. And I'm so glad to have all you guys here. This is so great. All right, so Montana once again. All right. Now, Montana once again, but a little bit of a different subject. I was driving past a whole bunch of different places and I came across these birch trees. So here's the before picture, okay? This is a landscape that had previously been burned by a forest fire. So all of those sticks and burnt tree stumps that you see in the background there are from forest fire. And all of the green is all of the new growth that you see. And in the background there is mountains, and the little bit of water you see is Lake McDonald, because I had left there and then driven up and around. And these birch trees to me just stood out so starkly against the blues and the greens. And it was still that rainy morning, and so it was very moody. Everything was wet, and I didn't need to do much to this picture. There's a couple of things that I did do. One, I think I straightened it a little bit using the lake as my reference, but also there's a bit of a post here on the bottom left corner, and so that was kind of distracting. So let's see the after picture. See, not too much different, right? Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it works. So before and after. Before and after. All right. Now the next picture is the last one that I have to show you, and it's one from my very, very recent video, and it's that squirrel picture that I took. I was getting out of my car and I was getting ready to do my vlog, and this squirrel was running across the grass, and I thought, oh, I'll just grab a picture of him. So I had out my camera, and it was one of those where, you know, sometimes things just happen quickly and you can't worry about whether or not the composition and everything is perfect. Just do your best and snap the picture and then look afterwards, right? And that does actually happen to me quite a bit, especially with small animals. So here is the original squirrel picture. He was running across the grass, and by the time I got my camera, he had scooted up a tree, and then he just poked out to look at me, and so I took the picture. I have my 70-300 lens, which is usually pretty great at capturing these guys. I think I was like ISO 800 or something, and so I was able to get a fast enough shutter speed to get him. But as you can tell, I've got a dark foreground. It's very gray. He's not really lit up, and so on. And so I did actually do quite a bit of adjustments with my sliders to make this image better. And so here he is at on a brighter, more more, I don't know. I cropped in on him because he's the focus here. I felt like the original image was too small. He was too small because he's the focus, right? So there he is. You can see that all the original details are there, but I did play with the lighting a bit, and yeah, I thought he was so cute and so awesome. So there you go. Yeah, all of my confessions and showing you all of my raw images. Okay, that's not all of them. And there are others that I could show you that are just completely terrible. You know, for every one image that I end up with, I probably took at least 10 or 20, maybe more other images that just didn't work out. But these ones I wanted to share with you. And I wanted to let you know that I am working on the contest. So I'm hoping that it will start soon, maybe on the weekend or so. And I've got ideas for what the theme will be. And yeah, so if you haven't heard, I'm going to run a photography, 3 prizes, First prize, a one-to-one session with me, a feature of your image on my YouTube video, and a feature of your image in an interview with you on, oh, 1 second guys, hold on. All right, 25 minutes. I thought it was a half an hour before, but honestly, my camera shuts off after 25 minutes. So I will work on that. Another thing to work on while I'm home. So first prize, one-to-one session, feature on YouTube video, and a feature with your image and an interview with you on my website blog. And yeah, I don't want to have just one winner. So I want to do 3 winners. The first prize winner gets a 1 hour one-to-one and in the features. The second prize winner gets 30 minutes one-to-one and feature in my video as well. And the third prize winner is the same as the second. And yeah, so now I just have to work out the details. I think it's going to have to be restricted to Facebook or Instagram. And also, I have to look into which locations I can run it without legal issues. I had no idea that running a contest had so many legal issues. I'm in the middle of writing up the contest rules and all that kind of stuff now, and yeah, I will definitely let you know lots and lots of details coming up. It'll be soon. And yeah, so I'm thinking the theme will be something along the lines of, you know, we're all at home right now, and so something that's accessible to everybody. I'll let you know when it comes up. I don't want to reveal too much ahead of time and give anyone a head start. So that's it today, guys. Yeah, I'm so excited that you've come along with me, and I'm going to be live streaming more often, as I said, during this time while we're all home, and it's because it really helps me. I hope it helps you too, and it's exciting. If you have topics that you would like me to talk about, please let me know. I asked my family today, I thought, you know, I want to do a fun live stream. So maybe I could do like a game show or something. I thought maybe if there were Q&As or something, somebody could ask the questions and then John answer for me. But then he was like, no. And then I asked, Walter, hey, it's good to see you. Sorry, I'm keeping an eye on the chat to see if you guys have questions. And Walter just popped in. I asked my kids, you know, what are some facts about me that maybe I could share with my viewers? And one said, well, you love photography. I'm like, okay, yes, let me write that down. And the other one said, you're human. So I'm like, okay, good. Okay, so guys, if you didn't know, I love photography. I'm human, and there'll be more live streams coming up soon. All right. But the game show idea, right? Subvids is telling me that would be fun. I think it would be fun. All right, I'm going to look into this. All right, guys, have a great afternoon. Message me, comment below, subscribe. If you've never subscribed, I'd love to have you there on my channel. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.